Yeah, it's me. Drop whatever you're doing. I need a supply run. Pizza. Large pepperoni, extra cheese. No, not in Gotham. Everyone's gone, genius. That's the point of the invasion. Do I have to spell it out for you? You're going to the next city over. Bloodhaven. No, that's Metropolis. I don't care if it takes 2 hours to get there. Yes, I'm serious. No, you can't send a drone. Look, just shut up and go get my pizza. And if you're not back before I kill Batman, he's not the only one dying tonight.
You can talk to Gordon and the other cops before going into Ace Chemicals.
Don't worry, Jim. I'll find those missing workers.
Who is that maniac in the chopper?
No idea, but he's part of whatever Scarecrow's planning.
That's what I like about this place. You think you've hit rock bottom, and then in walks another psychopath to make things interesting again.
Crane won't get away with this.
Hope you're right. We're running out of time.
I've never seen anything like this in Gotham.
Who'd have thought we'd be facing tanks?
Who was that guy in the helicopter? I didn't get a good look, but for half a second there, I thought it was you.
On the scanner, everybody appears nervous, even Gordon. With all that out of the way, we're officially locked here at Ace Chemicals. There's no way to back out, and even Batman acknowledges it.
I need to stop Scarecrow.
And you can't even get in the Batmobile yet.
First, I need to investigate the compound.
Oracle, whoever this guy is, he's assembled an army. I need a name.
All right. We've got something here from a Black Ops team operating in Venezuela. They discovered a hidden training facility housing soldiers bearing the same insignia. There's nothing but speculation on their commander, though. The only thing sources agree on is his name. The Arkham Knight.
The Arkham Knight. Hack into their comms. I need to know what they're planning.
I like the way Batman says, Arkham Knight. It's delivered in this questioning, almost confused tone, like the name is stirring something in the back of his mind.
Anything else?
There's a crew of Ace Chemicals workers left on site. They'll be able to help us track down Scarecrow and locate his bomb. I need to find them.
Each worker will be carrying a unique ID chip.
If I can access their personnel records, I'll be able to track them.
There's a security terminal in a booth near your location. Try there.
Good old Batman. Even with the new threat of the Arkham Knight entering the picture and the bigger threat unfolding around him with Scarecrow, his first instinct is still to make sure the workers are safe. He's always thinking about the innocent people caught in the middle.
Listen up! Scarecrow tells me the reaction is nearly complete. Final evacuation of this facility will begin T-minus 30 minutes.
So it started. Sure looks like it. This is the part I love. Taking people by surprise. Choppers coming over the horizon, blowing the crap out of the target. How come you're not on one of the choppers then? I ate something bad the other night. It's those damn rations. Still don't feel too hot. That sucks. Yeah, biggest operation ever, and I'm stuck in the rain outside a damn chemical plant, trying not to throw up. You know anything about chemistry? I know the masks won't keep us safe, but there's gotta be a way, right?
So gas masks don't stop Scarecrow's toxin? Nope. There's no time to make it out of the blast zone either.
Oh, thanks, man. That's real comforting. How far are we talking? 3-4 miles?
More like 300-400. So make sure you're high up or far down when the gas hits.
I just love how much personality Rocksteady gives to the militia and even some of the random henchmen throughout the game. It's such an underrated detail, but it really helps make Arkham Knight feel more memorable, just like the other Arkham games. It makes the world feel more alive. This is also our first real hint at the cloudburst and its threat level. The militia start talking about things like the blast radius, planting the idea in the player's mind that this isn't just another weapon. This is something much bigger. It reminds me a lot of how Protocol 10 was handled in Arkham City. Even before it happens, the game constantly reminded you it's coming. It's this looming threat sitting in the background, creating tension because you know something major is about to happen. The cloudburst has the same feeling here. It's always hanging over Gotham, waiting to be unleashed.
Let's see if Oracle was right. Data connection active. Data decrypting. Someone needs to upgrade their security protocols.
Batman seemed a bit smug with that line. I guess his tech security is hack-proof, according to Oracle.
The Wayne Tech security protocols seem to be hack-proof.
Lucius did a good job.
Oracle, I've got the ID codes. If I reach a high vantage point, I can use the bat scanner to locate the workers.
Okay, I've marked the tallest structure in the area on your map. Try not to fall.
Is she trying to be funny with that line, or is she actually being serious? Because I can't tell from that delivery. It's nice to see that the militia tanks moving around instead of just sitting there like static objects waiting for Batman to show up. If you listen closely while using detective mode, you can actually hear some really strange noises. There are these fainted whispers and other weird sounds that start to come through, and the longer you listen, the creepier it gets. It honestly reminds me a lot of Scarecrow's section in Arkham Asylum, why the game uses audio to make you feel uncomfortable and like something isn't quite right. I tried listening closely to see if I could make out any actual words or messages, but it's mostly just unsettling noises.
I've managed to intercept some radio traffic between Scarecrow and this Arkham Knight. Relaying it to you now.
I had him in my sights. I could have ended it right there.
We have not broken him yet. It will come.
Now I've waited long enough. Batman dies. Tonight.
Why do you hate him so much?
You can never understand.
Your revenge is at hand. This is his last night.
I'll make sure of it.
Any idea who the Arkham Knight is? Sounds like the two of you might have some history.
I've made a lot of enemies.
This is the first big clue towards the Arkham Knight's true identity, and I'll go more into that when we meet him later. The thing that surprises me, though, is that he never actually tells Scarecrow why he hates Batman. I always figured that would be at the very top of his resume when they first met. Because, honestly, Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight have a lot in common than you might think. Both of them feel like they were abandoned by Batman during life-threatening situations that changed them forever. Obviously, the difference is that Batman wasn't actually responsible. He was trying to help and find them, but from their perspective, they were left alone when they needed him the most. It would have been interesting to see Scarecrow use that connection more, because the two of them could have had a really fascinating dynamic. They both believe Batman failed them, just in very different ways. I wish the story leaned into that more.
Close, I can feel it. Won't be long until the whole world knows what we're about. Keep an eye on the pressure gauge. I don't want any slip-ups.
You know, if they weren't so trigger-happy with the technicians, we wouldn't need to do this stuff.
Pressure's normalized in Sector 10.
They hired me to kill people, not work in a damn chemical plant.
Got another pressure spike in Sector 12.
Like I mentioned in part 1, there are a lot of fun little animation details if you keep your eyes open, and that includes the militia and random henchmen. In this small interaction, where you get to see one of the militia members looking a little unsure of himself on the computer, he keeps glancing at the guy next to him on his left, almost like he's checking to see if he's doing everything correctly. Then at the end, they both have this reaction moment that they're basically like, "Dang it, you messed it up!" Great stuff I love noticing in this game.
Oracle, they've killed one of the workers.
Damn it. We've got to stop them. Listen, I've managed to hack into the militia comms network. You'll be able to listen in on any channel-wide broadcast from now on.
Thanks, Oracle. I found a way to get the Batmobile into the compound. They'll pay for this. All of them.
One thing I forgot to mention in part 1 is the small detail that happens when Batman gets his new suit upgrade. Once you switch to the new suit, the video feed in the comms change as well. Instead of them having this old black and white look from the previous suit, the feed shows them in full color. It's a clever little way to make the suit feel like it's been fully upgraded.
Main gate's open, get ready. You got $1 billion tank headed straight for you.
Only $1 billion? I feel like that number would probably be way higher than that. But I guess we have to remember this game is over a decade old now, so this was before inflation really started catching up. A little continuity error here. When Batman was outside the front of Ace Chemicals earlier, the Batmobile was parked behind these two police cars. But now, after the cutscene, it suddenly moved in front of them.
What the hell? Commissioner, how's he doing this?
It's Batman, boys. I've learned not to ask.
Wait, Gordon actually had a funny delivery in that line? And he's not being boring as hell for once? Hallelujah. Just wanted to interrupt this moment with his incredible slick Batman move right here, and then followed up with this awesome Batmobile 2-trick shot. Yeah, this is why you subscribe to my channel.
Sir, he punched through the armor, just like you said. He's searching for hostages.
Keep non-essential radio chatter to a minimum. They'll be listening. You are listening, aren't you, Batman? Then listen to this. Operation Savior has begun. Each one of you has a role. Each of you knows your role. So move out of this damn city and lock it down. I want our hands wrapped tight around Gotham's throat within the hour.
I kind of love how Batman doesn't comment on the Arkham Knight's threat here. You can see him thinking, same shit, different day. Man, they really stepped up the combat system in this game. The sounds, the impacts, the weight behind every hit. You can feel the energy with every punch. They absolutely nailed it. I also love that sometimes they don't always give you a break. They just throw wave after wave of enemies at you. It works really well for the story. It shows just how massive the threat of the militia is, and it makes you feel like you're fighting against a full-scale army. Also, cute little quirky animation they kept in. This guy clearly tripped when he was doing his landing. Just a friendly reminder that Batman does not kill in this game.
This guy? Yeah, but we can't. Orders say to keep him alive. Why? Who knows? Collateral, maybe? What, this guy? Yeah, good point. Maybe he just wants to pull the trigger on this a-hole himself.
Why did he say a-hole and not the full word? This game is rated M. Abuse it.
Go, go, go! Spread out!
I'm so happy the knight brought his extra bouncy rope. You can't be too careful.
Keep your guns trained on it. If even looks like he's planning to leave that room, open fire. Oh, and avoid the bat symbol. It's a little trick. It's where his armor's the strongest. Aim for the weak spots at the shoulders first, then coordinate fire at the points where the plates meet.
Please.
You say something?
Leave him out of this.
Always defending the weak and the helpless. That's what I like about you. Predictable. And that's why we're gonna win. We know your move before you do. We know how you think!
Do you know what I'm thinking right now?
Of course. You're thinking, who the hell is this guy?
No. I'm just trying to decide which one of you I'm going to take out first.
And just so we're both on the same page here, I fully intend to kill you. But first, we're gonna make you suffer. We have the target. Just say the word and I'll end this now. Gotham will be ours.
Holy smokes, Batman. This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire game. How the hell did Troy Baker not at least get nominated for this performance? I've always said Two-Face is my favorite character he voices, but damn, it's really close whenever I'm reminded of how amazing his portrayal of the Arkham Knight is. The range Troy Baker shows in this scene is incredible. He starts off cocky, but there's still a bit of awkwardness in his delivery sometimes, especially with the little before saying that's a trick. Then he shifts from serious to threatening, back to cocky, and finally to pure vengeance, all under a minute. Even the body language is fantastic. My favorite moment is when he says, fully, and points his hand at Batman. It's such a small gesture, but it perfectly sells the menace behind the line. Seriously, how does no one talk about this performance? It's an incredible scene, and in my opinion, the perfect introduction to the Arkham Knight. Which leads me into the whole Arkham Knight controversy. This is probably the biggest thing people bring up whenever the Arkham Knight video game gets discussed. Well, besides the Batmobile. Yes, it's incredibly obvious that the Arkham Knight is Jason Todd. I honestly think about 80% of players figured it out almost immediately, or at the very least had a strong suspicion. Then, once the movie studio flashbacks start showing up, the game practically confirms it before the actual reveal even happens. I think Rocksteady was trying to do something a little different. If you've never read a Batman comic or knew nothing about Jason Todd, I can see this reveal working, but I think even casual Batman fans could piece it together pretty quickly. I've honestly never met anyone who's got to the reveal and went, whoa, I didn't see that coming. I also have a bit of a theory that Batman knew this was Jason Todd the whole time, but I'll save that discussion when we reach the movie studio. That said, I will say his design is probably my favorite in the entire game. Only Batman's new suit beats it. It's one of the most creative Batman villain designs I have ever seen, and it looks just so badass. If I had unlimited money, I'll absolutely try to recreate it and cosplay as the Arkham Knight. Like I said, I'll save most of my thoughts on the whole Jason Todd reveal until we get to the movie studio, and of course when the actual reveal happens in the game. But for now, I think the Arkham Knight works well as Batman's secondary antagonist. He complements Scarecrow nicely by bringing a much more personal threat to the story. While Scarecrow is trying to break Batman psychologically and terrorize Gotham, the Arkham Knight is focused entirely on Batman himself. Even if most people figured out his true identity long before the reveal, I still think he serves his role in the story well. You can stand here for as long as you want and nothing happens. It's kind of funny when you think about it. The game builds up this intense standoff, but it will happily wait forever until you're ready to move the story forward. Also, the militia guy standing behind the Arkham Knight might want to reposition a little. From this angle, if he actually opened fire, he'll end up shooting his own boss point blank. For the record, you can shoot the Arkham Knight with the Batmobile's cannon here, and nothing happens. I kind of wish they added a little reaction. Even if he couldn't be hurt since he's wearing armor, it would have been cool to see him flinch, stumble forward from the impact, or maybe even clutch his back where the shell hit him for a second before escaping. It would have been a nice way to acknowledge the player's shot without changing the outcome of the scene. I love how Batman prepares himself for the impact here. When the militia member gets hit by the bullet and gets thrown back into the glass, Batman immediately covers his face to protect himself from the shards. He even slowly moves to the side to avoid the falling glass and the guy, which is such a small but realistic detail.
Wow, you drive a tank? That thing's incredible.
I love this guy's reaction. No thank you for saving my life. No relief that Batman is here to rescue him. He's just completely fangirling over the Batmobile.
You don't know the half of it, Batman.
Blink and you'll miss it, but Batman actually throws the handcuffs down here and you can hear the metal hit the ground.
Scarecrow, he was...
Stay calm and tell me what you know.
They've been running the plant for hours. They brought in trucks, weapons, soldiers, shipments of hazardous materials. They knew exactly what they were doing.
He's producing his toxin on a massive scale.
It's bad. Real bad.
A little awkward blocking here. In this shot, Batman is standing a few feet away from this guy, but in the very next shot, he's suddenly right up in his face.
We're talking about a gas cloud that could cover the entire eastern seaboard.
Where do I find Scarecrow?
I got no idea. All I know is he's moving ahead with his plan, and he's got a whole freaking army backing him up. We're screwed, Batman.
I'll stop him. But first I'm getting you out of here. Wait by the Batmobile.
Have you found Scarecrow?
Not yet. It's worse than I thought.
How much worse can it be?
He's building a bomb big enough to cover the entire East Coast in fear toxin. Take your men and get out of here. Head to GCPD and lock it down. Keep everyone inside.
I'll get my men off the streets, but I'm going nowhere. You bring anyone you find to me.
Jim, it's too dangerous.
You'll stop him. I know you will.
We will hear Gordon say that a lot through this part. But jokes aside, I really like the way the story builds the intensity around the blast radius and the fear toxin. With each reminder, the sense of urgency keeps growing.
There were whispers after Arkham City. Some think you changed. Some think you killed him. I know better. I know there are some lines that even the Batman fears to cross.
Are these like pre-recorded messages? Because I know for a fact, Scarecrow does not have this set up inside the Ace chemical plant, where he currently is. That being said, I do like what Scarecrow says here. He acknowledges what happened in Arkham City, even though he wasn't there. He knows the truth, that Batman didn't kill Joker. But he also recognizes that maybe Batman has changed. That makes that line hit a lot harder later on in the game when Crane says, "You're different," in the airship. I'm not the only one who thinks you would absolutely get carsick in there, right?
Great work. I knew you wouldn't let us down.
We're not done yet, Jim. I'm going back for the others.
Nice little detail here. The other 2 police cars are gone now because Batman told them to evacuate back to the police station.
Bay, 2 Diamondbacks in support. I'm watching.
They do give the Arkham Knight some weird cliche lines sometimes. I really like the slow motion effect they use after you take down the last tank in each fight. It makes you feel like a badass.
Sir, the tanks can barely touch Alpha Target's vehicle. Offensive capability way beyond expectation.
He's been busy.
Hey, don't worry, we've got more. Yeah, but not here. Not right this second. What if he comes up here? I'm not scared. Let him come. He thinks he's the big man. He's not. He's on the extinction list. So what do we do? We wait. For what? Orders. We're too exposed here. He's gonna pick us off one by one, just like the others.
It never gets old. Great environmental detail here. You can actually hear the sound of glass cracking and breaking as Batman moves around because he smashed the window from above, which of course would leave pieces shattered across the floor. You can find a vial of Copperhead's poison here, which is a really interesting detail. It does make you wonder if Scarecrow possibly mixed some of his fear toxin with Copperhead's venom. Later on, we see Batman surrounded by countless Joker hallucinations during the Stag airship sequence. And it feels very similar to what happens in Arkham Origins, where Batman was overwhelmed by Copperhead's hallucinations as well. Now, this is just a theory, and there's nothing that outright confirms that is what happened, but even if it's just a reference, it's a really cool callback to Arkham Origins.
Batman, look, I've been talking with Robin. I really think you should consider letting him help you. You're up against an entire army.
She's right. We're a team. This city needs both of us.
I can handle it, Robin. I've told you what you have to do. Now do it.
This can wait.
No, it can't. You know what's at stake. I need you to stay focused, or things will get worse. Much worse.
He only wants to help.
Don't let your feelings for him cloud your judgment.
You think I want him out there in harm's way? I'd rather he stay out of it, but he could help you.
If Robin can't save those people, the fallout will be every bit as dangerous as Scarecrow's bomb.
I have to give Barbara credit here for standing up for Tim. She isn't afraid to tell Bruce that he could use Robin's help. And I like that she pushes back instead of just letting Bruce shut her out. To me, moments like this really show the respect and care that Barbara and Tim have for each other. I know a lot of people aren't fans of Tim and Barbara as a couple in this game, but scenes like this are why I think they work in the Arkham universe. They communicate well, support one another, and defend one another. There's also a nice bit of foreshadowing here. Barbara says she doesn't want Tim in harm's way, but unfortunately, that's exactly where he ends up at the end of the game. And the same goes for Barbara here soon. Notice that every time Batman finds another dead worker, his tone progressively gets angrier and angrier.
Oracle, they've killed one of the workers.
Damn it.
That's 2 dead workers now. I should have stopped this.
That's 3 dead now. These animals are going to pay.
Ground forces, Founders Island is under our control. Watchtowers and checkpoints are fully operational. I want attack units on Mia Gotti now. Get me a drone patrolling every damn back alley.
Yes, everybody's favorite side missions are getting geared up and ready. Oh boy.
Hey you, on your feet. This way, move. No, please. I said move.
If you're really quick here and look closely, you can see the worker getting thrown down the stairs on the scanner.
So here's what I don't get. This Night guy shows up out of nowhere and assembles an army this size. I mean, he must be richer than Bruce Wayne. How come I never heard of him? It's not his money. Every supervillain around is chipping in on this one. It's all part of Scarecrow's plan.
Yeah, the Knight took him for every penny they had.
How'd he convince them?
Beats me, but he was convincing enough to get a $3 billion army.
$3 billion to take Gotham? Talk about overkill. This isn't about Gotham. It's about Batman.
Some nice story explanation here for how the Arkham Knight was able to afford an army on this scale. It's something players probably don't really think about because, well, video game logic usually means villains just magically have unlimited resources. But taking the time to explain where the money came from actually helps make the story feel more believable. So I have to point this out, but the way this worker is positioned on the floor, his arm is right underneath this guy's no-no zone. Technically, he has a pretty clear shot to smack that guy's thing. Now, I'm just saying, I understand why he doesn't do it, because if he did, he would get shot immediately. It's really nice of the Arkham Knight to let Batman get this worker safely into the Batmobile before starting to shoot at him. I mean, he had a clean shot right there. I'm just saying.
Alfred.
I saw, sir. Initial scans indicate that the craft is unmanned and being controlled remotely.
Weapons lock deactivated.
Come on then, hero! Let's see if you can keep up with me!
Do you think Batman asked Alfred here partly so the player doesn't forget about him? It's interesting timing because Barbara is about to be written out of the game and Alfred starts feeling that guy in the chair role more. During the helicopter boss fight, you can see the Arkham Knight controlling it and watching the battle from the top of the main Ace chemical building. And yes, you can shoot him again, but he just flees. There isn't really much to say about this boss fight, if you even call it that. More than anything, it feels like another opportunity for the player to practice using the Batmobile while showing that the Arkham Knight is a legitimate threat.
You haven't won! Tonight, you pay! For everything!
I do love the Arkham Knight as a character, but sometimes his writing makes him sound like a 12-year-old screaming into a headset from losing a match in Fortnite.
Scarecrow is preparing the bomb in a central mixing chamber. I need a way in, and I need it now.
I'm working on it, but I'm gonna need a couple minutes.
Find it, Barbara.
Patience is a virtue. You've heard that, right? Guess not.
You've been working with him for what, 10 years now? You should probably know that Batman really doesn't have a patient bone in his body. Man, this writing sometimes. Branding is important, especially in times like these. Nice little detail. We can see Gordon still on the phone with Batman while he's helping the worker get out of the car. I guess someone took the other worker back to the station since he's no longer here.
Oracle, I need that route to Scarecrow. We're running out of time.
A little small detail I noticed in this playthrough is that the comms display show a photo of whoever Batman is talking to in the top right corner. It's a neat touch, even if some of the portraits look a little questionable. Barbara definitely got done dirty. She looks way older in her portrait than she does in the actual game. Robin's is probably my favorite because he's wearing the hood from his Arkham City design, which is a cool little callback. Gordon, Alfred, and Lucius all look pretty much how you expect. Nothing too special, but hey, they get the job done.
But he's driving a tank! A car that looks like a tank! We are the finest army ever assembled, whereas he is just one man. Let him come at us in his tank. We have hundreds of tanks. He is one man. We are thousands. He is good. We are better. Huh, you really did go to the briefings.
I can listen to these guys bicker for hours, and if you pay attention, the body language is great here in this scene too.
Batman, we made it back to the precinct, God knows how. There are tanks everywhere. The bastards must have been planning this for weeks.
Dig in and do what you can, Jim. I'll deal with them as soon as I've stopped the explosion.
We're all counting on you, Batman. We'll get through this, I know we will.
This is actually one of my favorite details that no one I think has ever pointed out. Look how Gordon's position changes with every FaceTime call he does with Batman. Here, he looks like he's leaning against the hood of the police car. Earlier, it looks like he's just walking around and his face is much closer to the camera in that shot. Then later, he's holding the phone down at a completely different angle. I find it pretty funny because it feels exactly how my dad uses FaceTime. He's clearly just trying to figure out the camera while dealing with everything going on, and I think that's fantastic.
This is it! All units evacuate the Ace chemical facility! I say again, this is the final evacuation order! Anyone left behind will die painfully and afraid! So move it!
Listen up. I just got word that Phase 1 is complete.
Don't they all have comms? So wouldn't they all have gotten the evacuation call?
Watchtower scanning the skies. All we need to do is babysit this city. And let Arkham Knight and Scarecrow work out a few personal issues with the Bat. Come dawn, every man here gets to enjoy their very generous retirement plan. Got it?
Nice parallel storytelling here. Earlier, we saw the GCPD briefing at the station as they prepared to defend Gotham. And now, we see the militia doing the exact opposite, planning their attack on the city. This is one of my favorite things to do in every playthrough. Just completely go ham on these soldiers with the Batmobile. Watching them panic and run away and take cover, it's so satisfying. Then the second they think it's safe and see Batman coming back out, they immediately run back out to try to fight again until he goes back into the car again. This is what makes this game so replayable and enjoyable.
Just run a simulation based on the mixing chamber capacity. He's not bluffing, Bruce. I guess now we know why he evacuated the city.
He needed control of the plant. Only Ace Chemicals has the facilities to build a bomb of this size.
The fallout will be huge.
We played right into his hands. He didn't care if everyone ran.
He knew that no one would be able to escape the blast radius.
A pretty genius idea on Scarecrow's part. Using the fear toxin threat as a way to force a full evacuation of Gotham makes a lot of sense from both a tactical and narrative standpoint. I know a lot of fans dislike this decision because it makes the city feel empty, and I understand that criticism. Gotham without citizens does lose some of the feeling of a living city, but from a story's perspective, I honestly don't know how else they could have handled it. Having thousands of citizens still walking around while Scarecrow's threatening to release enough fear toxin to cover the entire city would create a lot of problems. It would also make it harder to tell the kind of isolated Batman story Rocksteady was going for. The evacuation gives Batman a different kind of atmosphere. Instead of protecting Gotham citizens from the chaos happening around him, he's now fighting to take back a city that has been completely abandoned and taken over by criminals. I personally think it's fine for the story they're trying to tell, and it works narratively well.
Gentlemen, tonight is the night that Gotham changes forever. The night it becomes a wasteland of nightmares, a forsaken symbol of Batman's failure, a monument to fear. But more than that, we're about to turn Gotham into the epicenter of a blast that will transform the entire eastern coast of America into my domain.
I really love this shadow silhouette we see of Scarecrow while he's in the mixing chamber. It immediately reminds me of Arkham Asylum when we first see him like this too. It's a great visual callback because Scarecrow has always been one of those villains who works best when the game builds up his presence before fully revealing him. Gonna be honest, this Predator section is pretty lackluster when you really think about it. This should have been one of the most intense Predator encounters in the entire game. Scarecrow is preparing to unleash his fear toxin bomb upon the world, and there should be this constant sense of urgency. You would expect the soldiers to be panicking a bit more, alarms going off, or Scarecrow actively trying to stop Batman, but instead it just feels like another average Predator section. Compared to, say, Arkham City when Batman is taking down Hugo Strange, that sequence had a real sense of pressure. You can feel the urgency because Strange is constantly watching, analyzing Batman, trying to stay one step ahead of him. I feel like Scarecrow should have had the same role here. I know he's busy mixing his drugs, but there was so many opportunities to make him more involved. Have him monitor Batman, taunt him, react to him getting closer, or even try to manipulate the situation. Make him do something before he disappears into his little broadcasting room for a good chunk of the game. It's a shame because this could have been one of Scarecrow's strongest moments as a villain. But no, they're gonna treat him like a James Bond villain and just expect Batman to die.
Do you really think you've won? Fear makes you predictable.
I remember reading somewhere online that said you should do a drinking game every time Scarecrow says the word fear in Arkham Knight. If I did that, I would probably be on the floor within the first hour. So I already shared my thoughts on Scarecrow and how I don't think the writing made him the strongest villain in the story, and how John Noble's performance was just alright in this game. And if you want to go check that video out, I'll have a link in the description. But I will say they set him up incredibly well during the opening, and for a good portion of the story, his presence is generally intimidating. To be fair, he's also the only villain who actually accomplishes everything he set out to do. He turns Batman's allies against him, he floods Gotham with fear toxin, and most importantly, he exposes Batman's identity to the entire world. In a lot of ways, Scarecrow wins by the end of the game, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. My biggest issue is that after such a strong introduction, we don't get to see him do much. Most of the time, he's just popping on the monitors to deliver another threatening speech. He's still intimidating, but I wish Rocksteady had put him more in scenes where he's actively manipulating events instead of just watching everything unfold from a safe distance. Ironically, the Arkham Knight ends up getting far more screen time. You can even make the argument that he's a real main antagonist of the game. He's constantly in Batman's way, personally wants him dead, and has a much more direct connection to Batman's past than Scarecrow does. I mean, the game is called Batman Arkham Knight, not Batman Arkham Terror or Brave, which I find it a bit funny when you think about it. I also think Scarecrow's design, while it's good, plays it a little too safe. Don't get me wrong, it looks great in game, but I think Rocksteady could have pushed it a lot further. One of the things Arkham Knight absolutely nails, it's its character designs. Almost everyone got a redesign, and I'll say some of them are among the best interpretation of these characters in any Batman media. But Scarecrow feels like the exception. This is a guy who was nearly torn apart by Killer Croc, a living frickin' dinosaur, at the end of Arkham Asylum. Considering what happened to him, I feel like he should look way more horrifying than he does. Instead of looking like a really creepy ghoul from Fallout, imagine one of his eyes was completely gone, or part of his skull was exposed, or he had more severe scarring. I want a design that makes me physically uncomfortable just looking at him. It would have been a great character moment if Batman saw him for the first time and instinctively had to look away for a split second because of how disturbing he looked. Batman isn't easily shaken, so even tiny reaction like that would have sold just how badly Croc had mutilated him. Again, I don't think the design is bad, far from it. I actually think it's a good design. I just wish Rocksteady had fully embraced the game's M rating and made him look as horrifying as his backstory suggests. Maybe there was animation limitations, or maybe they just didn't want to push the gore that far, but I can't help feeling they left a little on the table. And to be fair and play devil's advocate, maybe they were already so far in production when they received the M rating, they couldn't go back and fix him. So I'll give them that if that is the case. Again, this is just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people who absolutely love his design, and that's awesome. I'm so happy you do. But from my perspective as an artist and an animator, I just think they could have pushed it way more if they tried.
How do I shut it down?
Let me go, or she dies.
I'll give Scarecrow credit here. He doesn't make a single sound after getting his head bashed into the keyboard. Makes this moment a bit more creepier.
What are you talking about?
Barbara Gordon.
Have you found him?
Get out of there, now!
Relax. No one knows I'm here.
Nothing hurts like losing one of the family. Knowing that there is no one to blame but yourself.
More foreshadowing towards Jason being the Arkham Knight here with the losing the family line. If you're really quick, you can see Scarecrow casually walking out in the background, but it's only for a split second. He also doesn't show up on the scanner either, which is a shame.
Preparing neutralizing agent.
What are you doing? It's too late. You can't stop it.
I know. I'm not trying to stop it, but I can reduce the blast radius.
And what will happen to you?
That doesn't matter. Find her, Alfred.
These canisters are highly volatile. I'm going to have to move slowly. Be very careful.
Now this is what I was expecting from the Predator section. This feels intense. There's a real sense of urgency because you have to hurry and move the canisters, but at the same time, you have to slow down and be careful with them. That balance between rushing forward and taking your time is masterfully done. Maybe Rocksteady wanted to save the big buildup for this moment, and if that's the case, I can understand it. This section actually delivers that feeling of pressure and danger that I was looking for earlier. Scarecrow, however, still could have done something in that scene.
Sir, I urge you to reconsider. Evacuate now. If you're caught in that blast, you will die.
There's no other way, Alfred.
There's always a way, sir. Please.
Yes, there's always a way. Batman says some variation of this throughout the entire series. No matter how impossible the situation seems, he always believes there's another option, another choice.
You always have a choice.
Always. What? There's always a choice.
I really like that his father figure is the one reminding him of it here, even though at this moment, Batman has already convinced himself there isn't another way. Alfred is still trying to push him to keep fighting, holding on to that belief. I do wish this scene had sat on that line a little longer because it carries so much weight for Batman's character. But at the same time, I understand why it doesn't. Alfred is panicking, time is running out, and the entire situation is falling apart around him.
I'm monitoring that facility. You're out of time. I'm begging you, leave now.
It's what you taught me. Do the right thing. That's all that matters.
Master Bruce, I implore you, you must get out of there. If this is about Miss Gordon, you cannot blame yourself for what's happened. Save yourself before it's too late.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten about the man who's raised you once it was time to finalize the will. I'm sure I will get a nice lump sum of Christmas cash. Ho ho ho!
It's Halloween!
Close enough.
Goodbye, Alfred.
No I love you? Come on, man. I really think this would have hit so much harder. I know he survives at the end. It's quite obvious because this will be the quickest game in the history of the world. But again, they don't know that. I just think it'll be really realistic in a time like this. But what do I know?
Miss me?
Hehe, I know a lot of you are going to be mad at me, but we gotta leave it on a cliffhanger. But we'll be welcoming Joker back into our lives and finding out what happened to Barbara next time in part 3. What do you think about the Arkham Knight in this story? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to stay more connected with the community, I post regularly on the community tab about news on Batman media, fun polls, behind the scenes, and so much more. So make sure you click that on the bell notification so you don't miss out. Also, why not subscribe and join our Bat family? Us nerds need to stick together. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Stay tuned.